Microsoft announced their new Xbox console at E3, and GameRanks has all the information. Here's everything you need to know about Xbox One S. First off, it no longer looks like a VCR from the 80s, and that's wonderful. And it's textured in a way that kind of reminds me of a golf ball. Now, mind you, that's not a bad thing. It looks great. Just don't get so mad at your games that you end up hitting the Xbox with a golf club. I think that'd just work out better for everybody. Also, one of my primary gripes with the Xbox One is gone. The Xbox One S is 40% smaller. It's much closer in size to its competitor, and if you plan on owning both, it will no longer look ridiculous on your shelf. This is the thing you obviously notice first, but in my opinion, it's also one of the best parts. The original Xbox One is huge, and it's not anymore. And it also has a stand now so it can go on your shelf vertically, at least without the worry it might fall over or overheat, which is the way I vastly prefer to have my consoles. I know not everybody thinks that way, but it's really nice to have the choice. And it finally has an integrated power supply. That's right, an integrated power supply! No more catching ghosts with your Xbox power cord. If you're as old as me, you understand that joke. Maybe you do if you're younger, maybe you don't, I don't know. But I will say this, I'm really excited not to have that stupid power brick hidden behind something or just out in the open. Either way, it's dumb, and just a plain old wire is great. Xbox One S has HDR, which means high dynamic range. So instead of the standard fairly narrow color range that we've been using up until now, HDR allows for a much wider range, meaning stuff that's dark can be very dark, stuff that's bright can be very bright, but details aren't obscured by either. You see everything. It's more like your eyes. This is partly because of the new HDMI port, where the original Xbox One had a 1.4 HDMI, now it contains a 2.0, which not only supports a higher dynamic range, but also supports 4K. So, we now have 4K UHD video and Blu-ray, meaning for video purposes you can use the Xbox One to take advantage of that massively high-resolution television your family just bought. Now the thing that they didn't say though was that it was for 4K gaming. There's now a front-facing USB up to a 2TB hard drive and has an IR blaster and controller connection button. Speaking of the controller, it has been slightly revamped, granted not massively, but the big thing is that it now has Bluetooth for increased range and better compatibility with your computer. That's not all they did to it. The back is now textured, which I think is definitely going to give you a better grip, and the sticks have been retooled for better accuracy. They've also introduced the new Xbox Design Lab, which will allow you to make your controller your controller. You'll be able to make different color combinations and even label it your name or screen name. Now they didn't say this was something they were going to be doing for the system itself, which, you know, I would like a gray and orange Xbox, just saying. But I am stoked to finally be able to make a gray and orange controller like the one pictured here. The nice thing about this is it kind of allows you to take ownership over your own thing. It's yours. Your little brother or sister is not going to be able to take it and cover it with whatever the hell it is that children's hands are covered with 24/7. I think it's going to be really good for families with an Xbox. And it's smaller and it has an integrated power supply. I know I already said that, but I really appreciate those two things. The original Xbox One is available at a pretty good price right now at $299, but I assume that that's going to go down on account the new Xbox One S is coming in at that exact price, at least for the entry-level 500GB version. With a lot of gaming moving over to digital purchases, everyone is eventually going to need more than 500GB of space though, so the 1TB version of the Xbox One S is going to come in at $349. There's also going to be a limited edition available at launch with 2TB that comes in at $399. Bear in mind the controller and the console stand are going to come in as separate purchases, so I'm sure they'll come out with some kind of bundles as well. But the new console is compatible with all of your games and all of your hardware, so there's no reason to really worry about that a whole lot if you're upgrading. Essentially what we're talking about is not a full-blown upgrade of the Xbox, but they do have something like that in the works. They mentioned Project Scorpio, which kind of makes everything make sense about the name Xbox One to me because it's now one platform. Microsoft is taking more of a kind of iPhone Android approach in that they're creating a platform that can be implemented at various levels of power, but essentially everything has to work on all of them. We'll cover Project Scorpio in more depth soon. Holiday 2017 is obviously quite a ways off, but right now I don't know if you can tell, I'm very excited about the prospect that I can have an Xbox without taking up a crap ton of my space. Not only for the console, because now it can have a vertical footprint, but that damn power brick is gone too. Couple that in with the HDR and the 4K video, and also the much more favorable fair price point than when the Xbox One originally launched, and that they didn't mention Kinect literally in any way, shape, or form. They gave it that IR blast, and they're like, you know what, you can use the TV through your Xbox without using the stupid Kinect. Ah, thank you, Microsoft. Now, I don't know if everybody is going to want to toss out the original Xbox and get the new one. Obviously, some people are going to, but I'd say it's probably more targeted towards the people that don't have an Xbox right now. But then again, I may be underestimating how ugly the original Xbox One is, or just how much people like HDR. I mean, it does make things look a lot better. We will see. Are you excited for the new Xbox One S? And I mean for any reason, including stuff that we talked about here, whether it be the aesthetics or improvements on the controller hardware. Seriously, that Bluetooth is a big deal. Let's meet down in the comments and have a discussion about the Xbox One S. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button, and if you're not subscribed, now is a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every single day of the week, and the best way to see them first is a subscription. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter at Falcon the Hero, and as always, we thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see you next time right here on Game Ranks.